Is the volume low today? It might be less lower now. Maybe. Maybe not. Hey, Savarian, thank you for the subscription. It's good to see you. Good to see you as well, Karison. Talking about horror today. This is a bit loud for me, though. So, that's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Hopefully everyone's having a real good 4th of July. Friday, as it were. Me, luckily it's raining today, so I don't have to deal with any of that shit, I feel like. One thing you guys may never have to experience is the insane thing of trying to adjust your mic volume while in VR, because OBS has this nice habit of just like it somehow, I don't know how, I've never clicked it. It clicks this thing called lock volume, so you can't adjust it. I have to get out of here and go and turn that off. It happens literally every single time I stream this in VR. It locks the volume on my mic for no reason. I'm not clicking it. It just does it. I don't know why. Yeah, horror? Yeah, mainly, yeah. Let's see here. Alright, so we got horror. Right here. Right? You guys know what horror is, I assume. If you don't, well, what are you doing here? what do you talk to me for if you don't even know what horror is? Right, so we got... So, go ahead and demonstrate what we have here. 1 second, let me just try to release this. It's very hard. One hand is completely occupied by a chat bar and like 6 other things. But yeah, we got this is the Thing right here. It's from the Thing. It's from Alien. Oh, that's a rabbit, right? Oh, 2 of them are horror. One of them could be horror, given the right context, right? Yeah. We also edited this place a little bit. We have a new billboard. We have a stick to point at things, right? New billboard. We have another billboard over there too now. Computer. We got a computer. Yeah, with the... You like the pointing? I like the pointing stick too. Still raining. Still got the cell phone. We do have this zone now we can go into. Yeah. Behind the desk of all things, even. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's even got the cords in the back, which you can't see because it's dark. Because all of my worlds are dark. The computer is useful too, because if I play a video, it appears right there on the computer. Also on the cell phone. It appears on both. Both of them. Anyways, horror. Well, for one thing, horror is my favorite genre. By like a 1,000 miles. Like, I don't think there's any other genre I like more than horror. Here, we'll get in the chair this time, I think we'll sit in the chair and talk about this. How's that sound? You guys use some chair? I'll get rid of the cell phone, don't worry. Please. I know you're being difficult. Please. God. There we go. I was just trying to lock it to the world, and it's like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, partner. Please, just grab the thing. What is wrong with my grabbing abilities? Please. It's probably because I have so much shit on this hand, but... I just want this phone. Come on, please. You can grab it. You can grab it, please. It doesn't want to grab it. I guess we're fucked out of luck. We're gonna just sit on this cell phone then. As we should. You've never heard of horror before? What's wrong with you? How can you not hear? Oh my god, all these are fucked up. There we go. Where's a good sitting spot? I'm gonna sit somewhere. You guys are gonna have to deal with it. Okay. We're just gonna sit here. Need more red string. Do I not have enough red string over there? Yeah, I mean, it could have red string. It'd be hard to tell, though. Because, like... Actually, this one has some red string. It's just hard to see because it's too dark. You guys see those? Here, let me get my stick. I'll be right back. I'll get my stick. Don't worry, I'm not leaving you alone. I'm just getting a stick. So calm down. Everyone calm down. Calm the fuck down. Alright, I got the stick. Calm down. Alright, you see the stick? Right, so do you guys know what that is? You guys know what that is? Or that? Or that? I know they're hard to see. Those are radium heaters. That is a radium... That is radium. Like, if you were to buy a package of radium, that's the box it would come in, or I guess the canister, which looks like a cookie tube. And then that's the actual radium right there. Which, you know, it's not a big glowing thing. It's a very nasty looking device. It's a nasty battery. And then that big fucker up there and that big fucker right there are both radium generators that would heat. They would heat. And they were good heaters because they were infinite heaters. Like, they would never stop heating. And it was free energy because you never had to plug it up or get wood or anything like that. However, if you look in the past, from like 1910 to like 1950, like there were like a billion like great fires and shit too. Like there were so many great fires back in the day. Probably because of radium heaters, honestly, because they never cool down. They're always hot. I mean, I wish I could buy a radium heater because they do look kind of dope. Like, they look super cool. I'd buy one that doesn't have radium in it just to have one. But it is fascinating to think that it... Because I know people talk shit about radium. But if you kind of think about it, radium was going to be... Before we realized it was dangerous, it was legitimately like an energy source that just didn't end. And if you lived in like a winter place, you'd have infinite heat. Like, it would not stop heating, like, your house. So it was fascinating. I understand. I don't understand why people were wiping it on their faces and putting it into makeup rather than just utilizing it like, I don't know, like a dangerous power source. Like, I think that's the issue. I feel like the people rubbing this shit on their face ruined our ability to keep working on radium and making better, like, iterations of it. Because for all we know, give it 100 years, radium could be very useful right now if we just, you know, worked out the kinks, found some sort of good like casing for it so it doesn't leak out radiation, and maybe just don't rub it on your faces like a crazy person. So yeah, radium's interesting, and I don't know why people decided let's grind this shit up into makeup and put it on our faces, and oh no, our faces fell off. Now let's ban radium. Because guess what? Ask anyone about radium. They'll never tell you like the actual functionality of radium. They'll just tell you that 3 ladies put it on their face one time and their faces fell off. So like, it's weird. It's really weird. I feel like oil companies were very happy that happened. I feel like oil companies were so happy that fucking radium ended up getting demonized and pushed out of the picture, you know? Because good lord, you buy 1 box of radium, your fucking heater's set for like 50 years, you know? Meanwhile, you have to pay your damn gas and power bill to keep your house heated. Otherwise, as a watch guy, I'm not upset by the fact that there is no longer radium in watches. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. That was weird. They were putting like, let's just put like a little strip of paint on this watch. It's very radioactive. It was cool though, how it perpetually glows, but in terms of applications, I feel like, yeah, if we found like a good casing for it, like, you know, like batteries, because guess what, you fucking, if you split a battery open and touch the core of it, it's going to hurt you. Like, that's a thing. That is a thing even with normal batteries. We just don't fuck with them. Like, if you were to open up a normal battery and rub it all over your face, it wouldn't end up very well. It's just a thing. It goes gasoline too, like any energy, electricity, you can't rub that on your face either. Like, I feel like radium got the bad end of the stick here. People were fucking eating it and putting it in their soup and stuff, you know, like, I can't, that's not radium's fault. That is not radium's fault. That's like that's like people started drinking gasoline and then dying from it, so we banned gasoline, you know? Like, that's not the gasoline's fault. It's the people's fault. You know? That's the people's fault. They did that. Will radium grills cook up? No, I wouldn't cook food with it. I would not cook food with it. But as far as a heater is concerned, I'm pretty certain, because I've done research into radium before because it fascinated me. You know, it's just like, wow, this is a mysterious energy source that, like, I was never taught of. But I think it would be a very good application for heaters. Just heaters. If we could figure out a way to case it better and prevent fires. Good lord, that's an infinite heater. That's free heating. Radium girls. Yeah, those are the people. The radium girls feel like some sort of like strategy from big oil to be like, well, we need to get radium out of here so people have to pay like $300 a month to keep their house heated. Let's just trick some poor women into fucking rubbing it on their face as like makeup. It's just a ridiculous way for just a new energy source to just come and go, because it came and then it went, and the short time we had radium, it was pretty baffling how actually like good it was at like being an energy source. It was insane. It genuinely was a good energy source. We were just being like stupid about it. I'm just saying, I don't like oil. I think oil is fucking dead bodies. Like, oil is like a bunch of dead bodies, like all ground up and melted down and shit. Oh shit, let me get my chat back open. It inexplicably closed, so I don't know if you guys are saying anything, but if you are, well, I'm about to find out. Oh my god. Six did say something. Isotope 17 is coming back. Get on board. I mean, I just like alternative energy sources, I'll be honest. Like, I think oil it's foolish. It's a foolish fuel because it's super finite. Like, it's so super finite. Oil depended on like a dinosaur apocalypse to occur before we could even have any oil. So like, yeah, it's the weirdest thing for us to like, that it runs our entire society, this finite material, you know, and we're not seeking alternative energy sources. Well, why not? Our countries are concerned about like all sorts of shit except for like energy, and I think it's a big thing. Alternative energy sources helps like the smaller people, not the bigger people, so why would they give a shit? Anti-oil. I just don't like oil. It's caused too many wars. It's propped too many like dangerous people up to like elite standards. Look at Saudi Arabia. I mean, they're fine now, but back in the day they were spooking us, and they were rich entirely because they had a lot of oil. You know, oil's like baffling. It reminds me of like back in the day when everyone was into gold, but I don't think gold had any real like strong applications. Oil does. Like, you can use oil on a lot. Gold, it's like computers. You can use it in computers. Who in the 1300s gave a shit about computers? You know, they just wanted it because it was yellow. You don't like oil either? Wow, I can't even believe that. You seem like an oil hustler to me, Karrison. But I think Nikola Tesla also had something to. I think Nikola Tesla was onto something when he was talking about atmospheric energy and resonances, you know, like shit shaking. Because if you think about it, lightning is in the atmosphere, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good lightning. It's good enough lightning to knock out the power in a neighborhood. You know, it's better than what we got down here apparently. So yeah, I don't understand why we can't just I don't know, like try to actually like take atmospheric energy seriously and try to utilize it, because that would be kind of dope. You know, solar's out the window and wind power's out the window. I get that people have told me many times why we can't use those power sources. But atmospheric energy is a thing that nobody's looked into properly. Like, nobody wants to look into it. Did you have a corn dog? Did I have a corn dog today? Why would I have a corn dog today? Did you have a corn dog today? Is that what you're asking me? Because you had a corn dog, so you're trying to make me an accomplice to this corn dog event? Huh? Is that what's going on here? Yeah, it probably is. Probably is. You just want me to be an accomplice to your corn dog incident. That's crazy. Oh shit. Trying to get in this damn chair. It's my damn chair, and I never use it. Never use my damn chair. I should use my damn chair. There we go. I'm using my damn chair. I'm trying to. There's a lot of colliders on here. Alright, let me see here. I can't read that. Nuclear power plants. What else? I can sell them. Yeah, I love nuclear power plants. Because, like, they seem like they're doing fine. Everyone's scared of Chernobyl that happened, right? Chernobyl happened, and now ever since everyone's like, oh shit, we can't have nuclear power plants. Like, that's ridiculous. That was like a bunch of, like, skeezy Russians in a communist regime who were at the time actively just burning history books and destroying historic sites in Russia and rewriting history for the communist fucking agenda. Like, I don't trust any Russian back then to have any ability to properly maintain a nuclear power plant, and that shouldn't cut the legs off of nuclear power forever. That an evil communist regime almost destroyed the entire world because of their incompetence. Like, that's not on us. It's not on Sweden. That's not on France. It's on nobody but Russia for that mistake. You saw what happened to Japan. They got annihilated by a fucking tidal wave, and they managed to pick up the pieces pretty quick to fix their destroyed, like, nuclear plant. It wasn't good. Like, it leaked everywhere. It probably fucked up the ocean pretty good. Chernobyl was also nuke training wheels. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, nuclear power is great, and everyone's afraid of it. I assume it's just the boomers who are afraid of it. I don't think, like, the younger generations are that afraid of it, but boomers definitely were. Anyone growing up in, like, the 80s or whatever, and before that, like, they had to deal with, like, Russia shit all the time, you know? Because back then we actually had, like, a Cold War with them. Nowadays, I don't know what we're doing. Nowadays, I have no fucking clue what our deal is. But back then, it was like a clear thread of, like, they're gonna nuke us and we're gonna nuke them, and life is just tension and misery. But these days, I know the news is full of shit, so for all I know, back then, Russia was just chilling, and our news was just being like, yeah, they're crazy. They said today they pointed 6 nukes at Montana. That's what they said. I mean, we don't have any recorded evidence of it, but the Russians said that. You know, for all I know, the fucking news was just egging all the Americans on to make them afraid of fucking Russia back then. Maybe Russia was just sitting there eating, like, I don't know. I don't know about Russian cooking. I was going to say a food source, but I know very little about Russia. Yeah. I wish I knew more about Russia. But, like, at the same time, they seem like they're the bad guys right now. I don't know. You know, it's hard to say. Hiroshima and the Cold War, pretty much drama. Yep. Yeah, that's why I think boomers legit, like, they have a lot of issues that they've been working through, and I don't know if they'll ever get through the issues. And unfortunately, that has had, like, a real bad ripple effect on everyone around them. Especially, like, the children of boomers had to deal with the fact that boomers were, like, brought up in such a way where their parents told them they are special and they are the main character and all that matters is them. So by the time they all had kids, they didn't care about the kids because it's all about them. They're the main character. And the kid is just an inconvenience to their life. It's a damn shame that kid showed up because I'm the main character. And that's the kind of people we've had to deal with as, like, our parental and figures of power since all of us have been growing up. You know, when we were kids, we didn't realize at the time that everyone around us who were adults, boomers, were just kind of not that smart and weren't looking out for your best interest. In fact, they were probably looking to knock your kneecaps out so you can never be better than them. And it's really weird that we developed that. I don't know how we developed a generation of people who acted like that. And you may think it's crazy, but it seems true. Yeah, Zoomers are figured out. Unfortunately, us millennials have, like, we got caught in like the all sorts of grinding gears. Like, we had to deal with the fact that our parents were like just they thought about themselves. They were like super narcissists. My dad was too. You know, I loved him and I took care of him, and you know, I was loyal to him. You know, I protected him to the end. But boy, he I to this day I don't know if he gave two shits about me, but he did like himself, you know. But I just assume that's just a boomer thing. I assume that's how they were taught. I don't know what influenced it. Maybe movies, TV, shit like that. I don't know. But it seems like it was the case for like those people. And I don't know. It's not the case for newer generations, I feel like. Although Twitch streamers do make me a little concerned. Like, I don't know. Some narcissism definitely pokes into play a lot. There's nothing wrong with a little narcissism and confidence, but it's when you don't notice you're being narcissistic is when it becomes a problem, because you just don't realize it. All right, so we're gonna talk about horror, right? Horror. Start sweating. So horror is my favorite genre, be it a movie or a video game or whatever. Scary is scary. Silent Hill is my favorite horror series, and I don't even think they're that scary, although the first Silent Hill is very scary. Silent Hill 2 is not that scary. Silent Hill 2 is just an exploration of misery, and you don't see that a lot in video games. At least a lot of video games that try to handle an exploration of just misery, they fail at it, because I assume the people making the games never experience misery, proper misery. So they're just kind of winging it and, oh, this is sad, that's sad, this dog died, that's sad too. Like, it's all just hollow attempts at it hitting the heart. But Silent Hill 2 felt like it was built by people who had like baggage and grief, and they understood what real actual darkness is. Because I don't think a lot of people understand what real darkness is. We go around painting everyone as a demon for saying, like, I love Count Chocula. It's like, yeah, guy's a Nazi. He loves Count Chocula. Like, that's what we do nowadays. We don't understand, like, what real, true darkness is. We just demonize people for fucking the dumbest shit. A country built on rugged individualism would grow up to not really care about the community. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I mean, I from what you said about your dad, he's kind of the same way too. He kind of is still all about himself, and it's fine. I get it. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good trait to have, but it's not a good trait to have at the same time. Like, I don't particularly care about myself that much at all. I care about the people around me and the people I know and the people I meet, and I used to care about my father, like. That was it. That was 99% of my care, and was to him. I was very concerned about keeping him alive, keeping him happy, and just keeping going. I wasn't thinking about anything else past that point other than we just keep going. Like, I never even planned for him passing. Like, after he passed, I'm just like, well, shit, that was it. I was planning on doing this for another 10 years, taking care of this old man. So I never even, like, looked to myself and be like, what do I want to do with life? I had no idea. There's no reason to pursue that particular angle, because what was I going to do? Leave the old man alone and let him die while I fucking go out there and do stuff in the world? No, I was going to stick by him until the damn bitter end, and I did. I did. I watched the life leave him right in front of me. Really, didn't even realize it happened at the time either. I just thought he was finally calming down. If I went to bed. Nope. No, he did not. You see, I said the Terror. The Terror is awesome. Terror is dope. I didn't like season 2 though, but the season 1 is one of my favorite TV. If you guys have not seen The Terror. The Terror! You really should. It's so good. Oh my god, and it's not traditional horror, but that is misery and tragedy, and you could feel it. Those people were in like worst case scenario, and it's good. That's real horror. Real horror is not a jump scare. Real horror is not like exciting tension. Tension is not horror. I know what people like to mix the two up and be like, oh my god, this is such a tense scene. Hopefully, grab that screwdriver. Grab that screwdriver. Oh my god, he's reaching for the screwdriver. Oh, he's almost got it. That's not horror. That's tension, and it sucks. I hate it. I hate tension. I hate long drawn out, like, oh, is he gonna grab the wrench or not? Oh, he's reaching for. I hate that. It's such like lame. That's lame filmmaking. That is like 50 IQ filmmaking right there when you use tension and act like it's horror. Because it's not. There's a difference. Tension is just. It's like tension is like grabbing your guts and just twisting them. You know, that's all it makes you feel like. That's not horror. That's just like, oh, I hope he grabs that wrench. Like, it's stupid. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, it's funny, Savarian. I'll tell you what, like, because like I thought my dad went to bed, you know, the day it happened when he passed. I was like, cool. And so I went away, grabbed a drink. I think I typed to 6 to say, hey man, I'm having a fucked up day, buddy. How are you doing? And then when I went back in there like 10 minutes later, I like patted him on the shoulder. I'm like, hey, all right, buddy, because he was in bad shape and he was refusing to go to the hospital for like 3 days, like just being a butthead. I was like, hey man, all right, enough being stubborn. Like, you're in bad shape, buddy. You need to go to the hospital. And then he was dead. Like, he was not responding. He was dead. But I was like in that zone still in my brain where I didn't even realize it was happening. I was still just like, all right, well, he'll stop being stubborn and we'll send him on his way. You know, send him back to the hospital, try again. We went to the hospital like 10 times in a row in like 3 months. So I understand why he was just like, nah, this is stupid, buddy. And I get it, but I was not willing to give up. And I didn't, even in the last second. I was just like, we're in this fight, buddy. Like, and no, he was done. He was done with that shit. I wasn't. But he made his decision, and he put one last little joke on me by doing that. Yeah, someone crawling across the floor to get a knife. Yeah, I hate that. Like, it bothers me, but maybe I don't like tension. You know, that's not meant for me. But I like horror. And what I think horror is it's not visceral, and it's not right in your face, right? Because, you know, like, body horror is a thing, which is the thing. But I think real horror is shit that gets into your brain and makes you think. It makes you really think, and it scares you after. Like, if you watch it, like, It Follows. I don't know if you guys have ever seen It Follows. Watch it, I guess. Like, I'll tell you this. If I ever recommend a movie to you, I swear to you, you can come to my house and stab me in the guts if I'm wrong. But if I recommend a movie, it's probably going to be really good. I will never recommend a movie that's medium or bad. I will only recommend movies that I'm like pretty sure, like, yeah, this is a great watch. And It Follows is a very good horror movie. That's a very good example of good horror. Because that fucking movie had me looking over my shoulder for a whole week after I watched it. And that's horror. If it seeps into your brain, if it makes you think about, if it keeps you scared after, that's horror. Horror is not like where you breathe a sigh of relief after the movie's done. Horror is the movie's rolling its credits and you're like, holy shit, Bojangles scares me. Like, Bojangles is gonna get my toes when I sleep. That's real horror. It's where you're thinking about it afterwards. Any good piece of medium should have you lingering. It should linger on you. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, Zavarian got like, he got censored, but he didn't say best reviewers. That's the, like, Don't Be a Hoe movie. Honestly, It Follows. It's kind of like that, but no, that movie is very good. Yeah, of course, the curse is transferred from like an STD, but the moral of the story is not don't be a hoe, for sure, because like it was just literally like people tactically trying to bang people to pass on the curse, because like the curse would work like whoever is banged, like whoever's like last on the bang list, they get killed last. So the more people you bang, the more you extend your own lifespan, because they have to cut through all these people before they get to you. So it wasn't about don't being a hoe, it was more about like people tricking people into sex so they could pass on the curse. But it only happened once, and then like the whole movie is just one person dealing with the curse. It's very good. If someone made you think that it's about like teen sex, they're wrong. They misled you and may have not watched the movie. Because I tell you what, despite the context of it being a little weird, you know, it's a fucking curse transferred from STDs. Oh, that's a very good movie. That is an excellent horror movie. Like definitively, that is a very good horror movie. I loved it. That's on my top like 10 horror movies, and I didn't even like the concept. I'm basically asexual. Like I don't care about sex or STDs or whatever. But that was like, it was creepy. I won't even tell you guys why it was creepy. Because I hope you guys would watch it, and I don't want to spoil it for you because it's very good. It does things very well. There's not a lot of movies that actually scare me either. Like I'm pretty tolerant to horror. I've experienced so much horror in media that I'm just not afraid of it anymore. Also, seems teens do be banging out during the teen years. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, teens do bang. It's a thing. I mean, I was a teen once and I banged. That's when I figured out I was gay, really. You know, I feel like if I would have saved myself a lot of trouble if I didn't bang when I was a teen. But I did, you know. I banged a few women and went, this is okay, I guess. But my heart isn't in it. And then I was with a couple guys, and I'm like, this is great. These guys are awesome. Like, so I determined at that point, like, all right, well, clearly my brain is like telling me what I want. You know, like, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Karison. 6, you should watch that. I'm not joking. Like, you guys are hung up on the context of it, and I get that. I was hung up on the context too, until I watched it and went, this is very well done. The concept or not, like the actual like meat of it, like the beginning is like, yeah, teen sex shit, right? Because they gotta pass the curse on, but the whole meat of that movie is really good. It's so well done. What? Rank your horrors: cerebral horror, the gods are angry horror, unexplained world, or monster horror. Did you tell me to rank like 6 things? 6 different categories of things? Okay, so cerebral horror. Ugh, that's tough. Because that would be shit that messes with your mind, right? I would say like Requiem for a Dream and like Idiocracy fall into that category of cerebral horror. And you might laugh at like, oh, Idiocracy is a horror movie? Yeah, it is. If you really think about it, that is entirely like a scary movie. Witnessing what was happening in that movie was terrifying because it's happening now, slowly. We just don't realize it. We just don't understand it yet, but how many people do you know that's speaking like emojis? Because we're getting close. Hey, Gerard. Well, we're talking about horror movies today. Well, and horror video games. I think horror is good. I think people need to understand there's a difference between horror and tension, because tension is not horror. I'd say Five Nights at Freddy's falls into the category of a horror game that's all tension. There's no horror in Five Nights at Freddy's. It's all tension. Jump scares and tension. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever played the Silent Hill 2 remake. I don't even know if you guys have played Silent Hill 2 original. Hitman model? I mean, it probably wouldn't be that hard to find one. Oh my god, Mothman Prophecies was awesome. That's one of my favorite horror. Me and York used to bond over that movie as a kids. Like, that was so good. How you doing tonight, Gerard? On this beautiful 4th of July evening. I tell you what, here it's pouring rain. I mean, not in real life, it's pouring rain too. I mean, I know it's raining here, but in real life, it's raining. And I'll be honest with you, Gerard, I don't think I'm cool enough to be the Hitman 47. I'm not bald enough either. I've got too much damn hair on my head. I don't think I'd look bad bald, but I figure if I got here, I might as well use it, right? Like, why shave it off? In fact, I grow it out as much as I can, just kind of let it do its damn thing. But yeah, Mothman Prophecies is top tier. If you guys have not seen Mothman Prophecies, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's very well. I mean, most people say that movie sucks, but most people probably aren't also looking for cerebral horror. They're probably looking for like jump scares and like pure visual shit. I'm interested. What's that up here? What gear? All right, so I got the Index headset, which I bought like 4 or 5 years ago. I bought it it still works. If anything breaks, I just contact Steam and they replace it. So I've got the controllers for it, and then I got, let me see here. I got the leg trackers, so I can move my legs around, right? Woo, woo, woo. You know, I got the leg trackers, which are Vive trackers actually. And there's one right here too, which, you know. So I got like full body capability. But it wasn't cheap. What gear? Yeah, but yeah, I got the legs and everything. It's nice. I was reluctant to get the legs at first until I realized that like it kind of works well. It like looks better when you kind of just walk around and stand. Hey, cuz it all flows together. Plus I'm kind of a loose standing person. Like I stand kind of like with a loose stride to me. So like without the legs, it looked pretty dumb cuz I would always be like sliding around like this with like no like movement down here. But I kind of move. I like to move. I like to box. So, you know, the point about boxing is to keep your rhythm going like constantly. Granted, these days I'm old. I'm an old man. You know? Boxing is not my thing anymore because I'll probably blow out a knee or hurt my back or, you know, this, that, and the other. So, you know, I don't really enjoy being punched in the face as much anymore. But back in the day, boy. Now I'm a spring chicken. I mean, I'm, you know, I'm as strong as I can be. Yeah, and I also made this world, Gerard. Like, that's what I do mainly. I'm not like I use VR, and then I never socialize with people in VR because most of the times I do. I mean, well, look at me. You can only assume the weird shit people say to me when like I come out in public. You know, they're like, oh, hey, look at you, little guy. I'm like, fuck you. What are you saying? But I did make this world. Because that's what I do. I make worlds on here. It's my main interest is just like, hey, I want to make a nice place to hang out in. And we even got like a window. We got like a little window. Some rain. Some TVs and junk. And, we got some footprints, you know, because I walk around here all day. Right? You know, it just makes sense. Pickles. And then we got this part of the room, which is new. You know, you're not supposed to be seeing these, but they're there. There is real images on these. They're kind of creepy. And there's Moon Juice. I'm sure you've heard of Moon Juice before, but there's the actual machine for it. And we got we got this here. I could play YouTube videos on here. But we got none to play right now. Maybe later. But I could play a YouTube video on here and show you it on my phone. Or the video also appears on the computer too. Right there. So I got, you know, two screens for it in case I want to play you something. That's world making's awesome. Yeah? Oh my god, I've actually thrown out my shoulder before throwing a haymaker because I used to do VR boxing and I would fight people in VR. And guess what? If you throw a really hard punch in VR and there's nothing for your fist to actually like hit, well, you're just going with it. Like your arm is just slinging out there without some impact to occur. It's very damaging. Like, it will hurt the shit out of you. Show you what? I'd have to play like Creed VR or Thrill of the Fight or something, which I have not done in a long time. It's been like a year since I've actually fought someone. But you know, it's fun. I like boxing. I think boxing is just cool, man. It's cool as shit. It's so dope. Although these days we don't have that many good boxers anymore. And Canelo's getting old. I don't know if he's going to last much after this Crawford fight. Crawford, he's going to beat Crawford though, I bet. Is this my only model? Yeah, pretty much. When I started playing this game, I was a human for a little while. And then the person who taught me how to make worlds was like, well, they basically, him and Vinci and like 10 other people, they basically beat me up like emotionally until I became a furry. And I just gave up. I let him teach me how to make worlds and avatars, and then we made this. And then I just have been focusing on avatars. But yeah, problem is if I change this avatar, people give me shit. People are just like, that's not you. I'm like, well, so it's too iconic at this point. I just stick, you know, they got the red scarf, the green eyes. I look better in the dark. Let me see if I can find some dark. There we go. There, you know, you just gotta like work to your strengths. But yeah, this was a trap. Unfortunately, I've gotten so used to it that if I switch to anything else, it feels weird. I don't know why. I think my brain's gotten broken by the fact that I've used this for so long. But if I wear anything else, it fucks me up when I see it. And it's like, that's not me. So beware. When you go into VR chat, you won't realize it, if you ever do, that you're gonna get cursed with whatever avatar the universe picks for you, basically. You know? You'll come in there and be like, I'm gonna be Master Chief, right? I'm gonna be Hitman 47. Nah, it only lasts for a little while. Like, for a little while, it was James Sunderland in here from Silent Hill 2, and York was Pyramid Head. That was fun. But no longer. No longer. You know? Good old James Sunderland. Just a man who killed his wife. Mm-hmm. Silent Hill 1 is really good. Silent Hill 2 is really good, although it's not scary. And Silent Hill 3 is the best one. And Silent Hill 3 is also scary. Silent Hill 2 is not that scary, but it's a very, 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 very good story. You know, very good examination of just trauma and mental disabilities and darkness. Very good examination of it. Yeah, you should. I don't know what kind of, you know, Gerard, you're going to come into this thinking that you're going to be like some big muscular cool guy, but you're going to come out of it looking like a little squirrel. You're going to turn to a squirrel, I assure you. The thing with me was that when the damn furries found me, I was very depressed at the time, and I was just sitting alone in a world, just thinking. I found a nice world to sit in. I just sat there and was just alone, just chilling. Because, you know, I've been taking care of my dad for the past 10 years, so, like, I had a lot of days where all I could do was just sit there and think and just try to get through the night. And then these fucking furries just started joining in, and the bastards were so nice to me, and so I've rarely encountered nice people. It just broke me, because it's like, I don't know, like, people have always been mean to me, like, my entire life, and I just accepted it, and I just dealt with it, and just assumed that was normal. So I tried to develop a thick skin, and if someone called me, like, you know, something, I just roll with it. But the damn furries were just nice to me and friendly, and they made me feel like comfortable, and, you know, they let me feel soft, you know, like, it was weird. It was like I could finally put my armor down, and I never felt like I ever could do that before. And so it was really nice just to be like, well, shit, like, I don't have to be like some hard-edged individual. I don't have to be like rough and gruff and, you know, adamant, you know, like, you can be nice. You can, like, embrace, like, love as a thing, and it's not cringe. It's not like a bad thing. Love is a good thing. It's good to care about others. It makes them feel better. Like malice is awful, and I've lived with malice a lot. Like, you know, like, my whole life. I mean, my dad was not a very friendly person. He taught me how to be tough and rugged and, like, take no shit, like, that's what my dad taught me. But, like, I don't think I was ever that person. I think I'm just a sentimental guy. Like, I'm just a sentimental guy who likes seeing people happy and, just gentleness and, quietness. Like, it's, I've always thought I was, like, broken or something because I didn't like the fact that people scream at me, and I don't scream, and I'm not super boisterous. But no, that's not even a problem. It's not a problem at all. Like, it's nothing wrong with, like, softness and love. You just learn that eventually, that there's more to life than just being like a tough son of a bitch. Although it is useful. It is useful. But I tell you what, I've been a tough son of a bitch my whole life, and it didn't bring me any happiness. It just kept me going, really. It just kept me strong enough to keep moving forwards. That's all. But I mean, when the going gets tough, that's kind of all you need. I feel like you do need to be tough and you do need to be strong, but you have to find some moment to allow the softness to get to you, or you become just a rigid monster. It just happens. Oh my god, you too? Oh my god, I tell you what, it's funny, Gerard. I could barely talk as a kid because, like, when my dad homeschooled me, and he didn't let me go to school at all. So, like, until I was 18, I was just kind of in my room, kind of alone, because he would, like, work all day and go home and sleep. And I would just read my own books and try to get through my homeschooling program, and I got good grades. And then it took me 18 years before I could finally go to college and just talk to human beings that were, like, my own age, and it was weird. It was great. I was a little bit overwhelmed by the fact that, like, I went from, like, just socializing by myself for 18 years to, like, holy shit, there's people everywhere, and they're very nice and friendly and cool. But back then, when I went to college, I couldn't talk because I never talked when I was, like, at home. My dad never wanted to talk to me. He was always mad at me. He did not like the fact I existed because I think it interfered with his life. So he just never talked to me. So I never had anyone to really talk to. So I, like, stuttered. Like, I never. But when I went to college, I took public speaking, and I went to theater class and a few other classes just to force me into a position where I had to, like, get the nervousness out of me and stop stuttering. But I still stutter nowadays. I try to talk slower. I try to talk slowly so I can get it all out and not, like stumble on stuff. If I talk fast, I will stutter. But it was bad, and, like, I felt like an idiot. I felt like I was stupid or something because I stuttered. And eventually I beat it out of you. You wouldn't know today. But, like, God, the people used to scare me so much. Yeah, I mean, it didn't help, but I don't hold it against my dad. He was, I don't know. He was just not a person who was really built to raise a kid. And you know what? That's fine, because at the end of the day, I'm glad I got born. I'm glad I got born. I don't know if anyone was happy that I was born, because my mother abandoned me when I was 1. And, I don't know if my dad appreciated me either. So I don't know. I feel like I was born into a world where the people who brought me into it didn't want me around. But I've adapted to that in such a way that it doesn't bother me. It is what it is. I can't, like, undo what they did. I can't undo the fact that they banged and had me as a kid. So I've just had to take those slings and arrows and just like, yeah, I suck. I get it. I suck. Like, whatever. I'm bad. Like, whatever. It's true. Yeah, you got to work on it. That's why I try to tell people who are like, I want to get into streaming, but I don't think I'll be very good. Blah 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 blah. But it's like, no, just fucking do it, because you have to start somewhere, and, like, you get better as you go. You have to, like, pull off, you have to, like, put yourself out there and take a few punches for, like, 3 streams, and then stream 4, I bet you your vocal abilities are going to be much better, and your stutter is going to be going away. For me, public speaking was the thing that did it, because I had to, like, focus and speak clearly and just get it in front of a crowd, too. Because public speaking, they'd make us do fucking speeches in front of the entire, like, college, basically. out in like the outside. It's always like a big crowd in front of you, so it's like very scary. But that's how you beat the damn stutter out of your body. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here too, Gerard. You know, we met through the mutual of Miss Cake. Although Cake is cool. Cake is one of those people that I've met in life, right? I met them, and it's weird because what I've learned from life in my years on this world is that the people that stick around you, the people who are, stick around, are never the people you expect to stick around. And that's why it's important to just try to be nice to everyone you bump into. Don't choose favorites. Don't like, well, I like that guy the best. No, you don't know. Usually the person you like the best is not going to be the person that's got your back in the end. I feel like Cake is one of those types of people. Because, like, when I met Cake, we were just, I was just a part of a server building walls in a city. But they stuck around. They joined my server when I made it, and after the server got cleaned out, they're still part of our, like, little clique with me, Six, Karrison, and, like, the group. You wouldn't expect that, though. You don't expect that from anyone. That they're gonna be, like, an important part of, like, your social life, right? Like, why would you? It'd be a weird thing to assume from somebody. But yeah, there's good people out there, and it's important to let them in if you spot them, But yeah, it's, Yeah. I mean, my community's had, like, the trouble of the fact that, like, when I started streaming, the people around me, like my friends who were also streaming, they immediately like fucking started canceling me. And so I've had to, like, work my way up. I've had to walk my way up this mountain pretty slowly. That's why, if you may not realize it, my stream itself is, like, I've been streaming for a while. My numbers are not that great, but I've dealt with 2 cancellations. I just told them that I don't like politics, and then like freaked out. Called me a Nazi, this, that, and the other. They told me I hate trans people, and it's like, what are you talking about? It's like, none of that's true. I just don't want to talk about politics. And so I got, like, demonized, and I don't know. They said all sorts of shit about me. They're like, I don't know. People hate me that I've never even talked to before because of, like, the shit smearing that has occurred. And I've just dealt with it. I just keep streaming. Like, it's not going to stop me. It's just a shame because, like, at one point, those people, I considered them to be friends, and I cared about them. And it's a shame that they would just turn their guns on me, like, quick, for just nothing. Just, like, nothing. Like, legit nothing. Like, I can't even, like, look back and be like, oh, I was in the wrong. No. If you're playing video, like, if I'm playing Yakuza, I'm not going to lecture you on politics, Like, that's not, it's not what a gamer does. But, I'm still recovering from that. I was also dealing with the fact my dad was, like, in bad shape and dying at the time, too. So I'm a little bitter towards those people, too, to be honest. Because they were, like, just pushing it on me hard when I was like, I didn't need that. I needed, like, people to be nice to me, not people, like, arbitrarily trying to, like, make me fucking blow my brains out. Because that's what they were trying to do. They were just trying to, like, put me into such a miserable state that I was going to end it. That's the only explanation. I mean, like, honestly, one of them sent me death threats in Discord. So, like, yeah, they were definitely, like, out to kill me. But they lose. They've lost. Because I live. And I'm stronger than ever. So, just make sure if you try to cancel someone, you make sure to stomp them good into the ground and grind your heel in. Otherwise, they'll get back up. They keep going. Yeah, I got death threats. I have death threats from some fucking dude who I could probably flatten with one punch. But, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm telling you, people are, like, crazy on Savarian knows. Savarian fucking knows. He was in the same... I feel like Savarian got canceled, too, by the same exact person who sent me death threats. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm okay with Savarian. Because he's dealt with the same shit I did. Did he deserve it? I don't know. I didn't look into it. I know I didn't deserve it. I know I didn't do shit wrong. I was just chilling, man. Just trolling. And, you know, it's just trolling is what I do. Anyways, horror. So we've talked about bad horror. What's good horror? Tension is not horror. Tension is tension, and I don't like tension, and it's not horror. It's for a different type of person who wants to sit there and grip their fucking popcorn like, ah! You know, like, oh, I'm so tense. That's not horror. Horror is like stuff like, God, what was that? The Thing is almost good horror, but I don't think it's scary anymore. Like, I don't find that movie scary. I don't find a lot of movies scary, though, to be honest. Mothman Prophecy scared the shit out of me. So that's a good suggestion by 6. Like, that's a very scary movie. It's actually super scary. The Void? I don't know if you guys have seen The Void. Oh, Sinister. Holy shit, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Sinister scared the shit out of me, yeah. The Ring? The Ring scared me. You know, people tell me The Ring is stupid, but that movie scared the shit out of me as a kid. But yeah, Sinister is top tier horror. And it's rare to find good horror movies, like, but that one's like, actually, like, that one works. They figured it out. Blair Witch is close. I think Blair Witch paved the way for a lot of horror movies. I think as it is, it wasn't bad. Like, I think it served its purpose. And it was fine. I mean, I wouldn't watch it again. God, no, it's not horror. Exorcist is not horror. I'm sorry. But there is a huge tangent of people. Every time I Google top 100 horror movies, Exorcist is at the top, despite being the least scary movie I've ever seen in my life. Who's afraid of The Exorcist? It's some fucking like doofy looking girl in a bed saying, "Oh, fuck your cock." Like, how is that scary to anybody? I'd be laughing. If I were in that room with that demon, I'd be laughing at that demon for the stupid shit they were saying. And that demon would go back to hell. Like, alright, this guy's making fun of me. I'm out of here. It's stupid. It's not a scary movie. I don't understand why everyone tells me it's the scariest movie. It's dumb. But do they got like a vomit phobia or something? That's all I could think of. Like, oh, I don't like vomit. No, you puked everywhere. No. Maybe if I was like in the 80s back then and I watched it fresh when it just came out, yeah, it might have scared me, but I've watched the movie like 3 times. Even The Shining. I don't think The Shining's a horror movie either. Sinister 2. Got the people in the circle and put rats in them. Oh yeah. Yeah, the rat. They did that in Game of Thrones as well. Where they had like a dude who would strap like a bucket to your belly and then burn the other end of it until they eat through you. Which is, you know, it's kind of fucked up. I can think of a lot of ways I'd be okay with dying, but like that's on my low list of things I want to die from, is a rat eating through my body. You know? Because I feel like there's a lot of... Oh, I think The Exorcist is aged out when you can find a lot of more scary AI on Twitter. Is there scary AI shit now? Well, I guess so. I've been tempted. Like, AI is interesting. I want to use it, but then a part of me doesn't, because I understand that it's immoral to use it. But at the same time, I'm sitting here like, well, the impossibilities of some things I'd want to make can only be created through AI. You know, like I'm a human being with very little life experience who went to college a little bit, and then immediately started being a caretaker. So my life experience is like 2 years. So yeah, of course, you know, I'm gonna use AI to help me with shit. I just don't have life experience. I've been too like focused on dad, you know, and I never looked at. I would have felt like a dickhead if I like when, you know what, fuck you, I'm gonna go raise a family in Montana. You know, like, that would have been a dickhead move on my part. I would have lived with that grief the rest of my life too. But you know, the greatest thing about sticking through it and being a fucking man, and I don't have any grief. I did the best I could. If I had abandoned him in any way and went my own way and did my own life, I don't know if I could handle the grief. But I sacrificed my love life and a lot of my social life just to make sure that he was cared for. And you know what? There's very little grief, very little like guilt associated, very little baggage. Cause I know I did the best I could. That's the main thing. Do the best you can for the people around you. Because when they're gone, you're gonna be going over the things you didn't do in your head 1,000 times over and over again. So anyone you like in your life, even just friends, be nice to them. And try to extract as much information of them as you can. You want to get to know these people as much as you can. In case something happens, you know? Like Six, how much do we know about Six? If he got hit by a fucking bus tomorrow, how much will we not know about Six, you know? It's a thing. Be communicative with your friends. Talk to your friends. Tell them about yourself. Like, seriously. You want to know how to live forever? You fucking tell people about yourself. You get them to like you. Get them to remember you. Want to co-sign. No, I'm just saying, like, just you gotta, because I used to be a jerk. I feel like I was a jerk back in the day. Like, before I became a furry, before the furries got a hold of me and devoured my human body and gave me this, I was toxic, man. I feel like I wasn't, like, great. Like, I was mean and, like, just, like, edgy. I guess edgy is more, I was like an edgy fucking little bitch, you know? Like, just an edgy bitch. But my dad having a stroke really just, like, broke that. Because before that, like, whatever. Like, yeah, I'll be edgy. I'm an edgy teen. Fuck you. But taking care of a man for 10 years, it changed me. It changed everything in my brain of where I've seen, like, the worst state a person can be in, and I don't want to see anyone unhappy. My whole goal for the past 10 years is just making the man happy, and I sometimes succeeded and sometimes I failed, because he was hard to please, and he couldn't do much with his one arm and one eye and this, that, and the other, you know? Get that joint going. Harrison, don't need to know. Make a quick grand. Wait, let me check chat. 1 second. There's a lot of stuff posted and I need to check it on the actual computer. Nah, 6 is one of the good ones, Gerard. If you're looking for good people in this world, 6 is one of the good ones. If you befriend 6, you basically gain. It's basically a full gain to befriend that guy. If you don't befriend him, though, you'll know if you don't befriend him, because he'll, you know, he's a good guy. Don't take advantage of him, though. Like, if you befriend 6, be nice to him. He's a good fella, but he's got his own emotions too. He's not just a. 6 doesn't exist just to help other people. He himself is dealing with his own demons. So, you know, ask how he's doing sometimes. I don't do that enough. You know, maybe I should be asking 6 how he's doing every morning. You know, I feel like a dick now that I think about it. You know? No, it's weird because, like, I'm very observant. I probably have some sort of mental problem where I'm able to, like, observe patterns and shit. Because I know how to observe patterns, and I can read people, and I pay way more attention to the stuff you guys type than you think, and I think about it. 6 is a good guy. Garrison's good too. Garrison came out of the blue most recently and just proven herself to be like a decent person, which you don't. I know it sounds reductive for me to just say they're decent people, but how many people out there are actually decent? You know, like a lot of people out there are very narcissistic and they care about themselves. And if you bring up yourself at all, they'll be like, "I'm bored now. I want to go eat a sandwich." But 6 is one of the good ones. I've vented to him 1,000 times about bullshit that he doesn't care about, and he lets me. and I appreciate that. If he vented to me, I'd let him too, but he doesn't do that much. What he should do is go to the banter channel. What Six should do is go to our banter channel in our Discord, but he doesn't. Wow. I'm not even joking. I think it would be beneficial to you. No, I'm not even doing it because it's funny because I'm not asking you to go to the banter channel because I want to talk to you. It's because I think the dichotomy of me, York, and Vinci are very helpful to people. If we get into just chilling and talking, because those three perspectives are very useful to a person to let happen. Because you got me, I feel like I'm the optimist. York is the pessimist, and Vinci is a very good, like, he's all about business. And it's very good to just, if you have something on your mind, drop it. You can type it in text. Guess what? York can't type. York does not know how to type words. If you want to actually talk to York, you got to talk to him. I swear to you. His feels. Wait, my feel. Wait. You want me to talk about my feels? What do you mean by that? I feel like I've told you guys 1,000 times about my feels, and I'm doing better. I feel very depressed these days because my dad was my best friend. I've come to realize he was just my best buddy. Which, thinking of that, it's not that bad. It's good that for the time he was around, I was treating him like my best buddy too. Yeah, I didn't even realize that, but yeah, he was my best dude. The stupid shit I could tell him about that he'd let me just talk about was amazing. But he's gone now. He's dead. Died pretty young too, really. He was only like 57. I guess it's a shame, but he never took care of himself. And he didn't like to eat healthy food. So let that be a lesson to yourselves. To eat healthy and do your best to just stay healthy. You don't want to get destroyed by some weird fucked up disability. It's not worth it. Your life gets cut short the moment your cheeseburgers like fucking give you a stroke or something. Like it's not even worth it. I mean, you can still live if you're lucky and you have a kid. Sure, you can get that kid to take care of you. But if you don't, what are you gonna do if something really terrible happens? Just take care of yourself as much as you can. No, it's funny because I think. Oh, my last occupation? You mean fucking power washing? Yes, I was actually scared I was going to die. Honestly, I'm surprised I'm alive because I was pretty sure I was gonna die. That man kept driving on the wrong side of the highway and shit. I'm pretty sure he was trying to intentionally kill me. I think he was trying to take himself out with me. I had to quit that job. I've all of my instincts were telling me that something wrong was something was really wrong with that. The caregiving is not something I considered horror though, because I miss it. Ever since my dad passed away, all I've wanted to do, even right now, I just want to pop in there and punch him in the shoulder and be like, how you doing, you fucker? How you doing, you son of a bitch? You want something to eat? You want some breakfast? Let me cook you some eggs. Hey, you want me to cook you some tacos, buddy? That's all I want to do. It's still there. It's 3 months in, 2 months in. And that's all I want to do is just take care of the guy. I don't even miss it. I want to do it. I want to keep doing it. I didn't want it to stop. I'm still in that zone. It's still in my brain of where I'm ready to just, if he bangs on my wall at 4 a.m, I'd hop up and do what he needs me to do. But I never had a problem with it. Oh, the last 2 months of his life, yeah, he was waking me up every 30 minutes. I couldn't sleep for weeks. So yeah, I was getting my brain was not doing well, and I consider that the fact that I couldn't sleep at all because he needed me constantly. Did that contribute to his death? Was my sleepless brain the reason he died, right? Because I was just losing the ability to really think critically anymore. Because at a certain point, I hadn't slept for 4 days. when he died. Like I was like I had to stay up to help him poop and pee every like 20 minutes because we were giving him pills that made him pee every 20 minutes. But like, yeah, I've been worried about him passing away for the past 10 years. Every morning, I assumed he was going to have another stroke and I was going to find him in a bad state. But I never did because my trick was that I realized strokes were based on stress. And so I did my best to keep him calm and cool. And he never had a stroke. It was kidney failure and heart failure that got him in the end, which all just hit like it all just happened. It all happened so fast. It was like everything was fine, and then it wasn't. And then like the last 4 months of his life, we were going to hospitals and hospital. And then he'd be home for a few days and he'd have to go back to the hospital. And that was the last 4 months was that until he just told me he refuses to go to the hospital. And when someone tells you that, you can't force them. But I feel like he just gave up. And part of me is like, well, then I failed. I failed him because like I didn't fix his problems quick enough for him. You know, he gave up. Like I thought we had more time. I thought I had more time to figure it out and find like a solid, plan. But I didn't. I wasn't smart enough or wise enough, or I don't know. I just failed. I wanted to do my best to smooth it over and get us back onto track, and whatever we had to do, we would do. But he wasn't a fan of that. So I don't know. It happens. He died before I was even realizing he was dying. It just happened so damn quick. But I was ready. Even today, I miss him. I want him to be there. I want to cook him some good meals and see a good little smile on his face and find him something good to watch, or watch him play Skyrim and do his best to play Skyrim with one hand. But no, he's gone, and it's a shame because he died pretty young overall. So I do think about the fact that we could have had more years together. But unfortunately, the doctors told me, like, when he started to get weak this year, that it was going to be like 2 or 3 months before he died. It was going to happen, and there was nothing I could have done to stop it. And he probably, if he would have kept going on, it would have been worse for him. He would have just suffered. But it eats at me that he gave up. I was hoping me and him, because it was me and him against the world for my entire life. So the fact that he's gone now is just like, well, shit, it's just me against the world then, huh? Because we were very content to do anything that happened to us, ever. No matter how bad or shitty or stupid, we'd laugh about it and be like, well, we got each other, Like, that would always be like the saving grace. I don't have him anymore. Yeah, I don't know how to take care of myself. It's stupid. I would assume it would have been so easy, but I feel like I'm like stupid or something, because I don't know how to, like, I've never cared about why would I? Like, why would I give a shit about myself? I had a mission to take care of him. So any time I would have spent to care about myself would have been like useless and selfish and stupid. I know. I just wish. I wish he's still here. I wish I was still taking care of him for another 10 years from now. Like, I didn't want him to go away. I enjoyed having him around, like, more than I realized. That's the problem. I wish I could go back in time right now and go back, because after he died, I just realized so much. Like, I understood how much I appreciated him being around and how much I appreciated just him. And I don't feel like I told him that enough when he was still alive. He would always tell me I'm a great son, but I never told him he was a great father, because I was the father. I was the one doing everything and taking care of him, and He just kept it easy and watched his shows and played his games and chilled. But like, I don't know. I guess I wasn't like I wasn't in the mindset of like, well, this is over. He's dead. So I just wasn't feeling very sympathetic or sentimental, or because sentimentalities and stuff like that is something you say when you know someone's gonna die and you've accepted it. But I didn't accept it till he was dead. But no, he's a good guy. I miss him. He taught me everything I know, and there's a lot of him in me, I assume. So if you guys like me, I mean, just take into account that a lot of me is my father. Besides, like the more shitty bits that I've decided I don't want to adopt. So I mean, I assume you guys would have liked him too. Maybe not completely, because he was, he was a boomer. He didn't like women. He didn't like people who weren't white. He had his problems, like most boomers. But I adopted a lot of his traits, and I excluded a lot of the traits I didn't like. But no, I do miss him. It's a real shame. I don't even know what to do without him. Like, because I never planned for it. I wasn't like sitting there planning like, okay, once he dies, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. Like that would have felt like blasphemy to ever even consider like an option like that. Like, who would do that? That's cruel. Anyways, horror movies. Pontypool is a good horror movie. It's really good. You guys have not seen Pontypool? You should watch it. It's a zombie movie. Kinda. It's very good, though. There's a lot of good horror movies. Actually, there's not a lot of good horror movies. There's a few. There's a few good ones. As far as games are concerned, though, if you guys have not played Darkwoods, that's pretty good. That's a good one. Darkwoods is one of the scariest games I've played in a long time. And Silent Hill 3 still stands like, that game will scare you too. Especially if you haven't played it before. That game's got some pretty well done jump scares in it, overall. I don't even like jump scares. But like, yeah. I'm a big fan of horror. In fact, I make horror worlds. I used to make worlds that would have jump scares in them and scary shit and ghosts, but I mean, that's the reason I made one world where I had like a bunch of ghosts and jump scares and all sorts of scary shit in it, and the person who taught me how to make worlds and the person who helped me make this avatar immediately disowned me and was like, I'm not teaching you anything else. It's like, the things I teach you, you learn to corrupt. I'm like, that's true. That's true. I did learn to, like, anything he teach me, I immediately corrupted into something based on horror. It's because I like horror. I think horror is a realistic outlook. I think at the end of the day, if you can understand horror and get comfortable with it, it's the one reality of life that doesn't change. It's just how life is. Life is horror. And it's horror. Life is horror. There's a few good spots in it, but otherwise, inevitably, life ends in horror. There's no avoiding it. You're gonna encounter horror many times in your life, and it's just unavoidable. Happiness, you may never find in life. Happy movies are fantasy. You might find happy moments, but you are guaranteed to find horror in your life, and all sorts of things. Like, even with like your own mind, your own situation, like, you don't know if you're gonna become schizophrenic or something. Like, you don't know if your brain's gonna like turn your life into a horror movie. Like, we don't know. But it's a good thing to be comfortable with. Just understanding tragedy and letting it soak in. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It's life. It's okay. Get you guys over here. There you go. You're over there now. Just want you over here. I just want you over there. I like you over there. You look good. You look good over there. But yeah, it's God, horror games. Dead Space, good horror. Uh, Deadly Premonition is bad horror, but it's a good game. Evil Within, big fan. Big fan of Evil Within. I think that was a great game. I really enjoyed Evil Within. Condemned? Criminal Origins? I don't know if you guys have ever played Condemned, but that's a good horror movie, horror game too. Let's see. There's not that many. That's the problem. There's not many good horror movies, not many good horror video games. Like The Shining is not a horror movie, right? Like that's not even close. Right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I don't consider it horror. Like, why would I be scared of Jack Nicholson? I could probably beat that guy. Like, that's the problem with horror movies. If they present a villain I could probably beat up, I'm not afraid of Jack Nicholson. What's he gonna do against me? Lose. Bah. 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 But yeah, check out The Void if you guys haven't already. If you guys have not seen The Void, you're doing yourself a disservice. I get it. It has like medium ratings or whatever. It has like mid ratings. That movie's very good. Squaring up with celebrities. Yeah, get over here. Jack Nicholson. I don't know. I just never found that. I find it interesting. I think it's a cool movie. But I don't think it's scary. I think it's sad. I think it's sad what happened to poor Jack in that movie. He just... I don't know. I don't know what happened. But it feels like his madness is something that's almost relatable. Him walking around with an axe and chopping stuff up for the last half of the movie, though, it's like, that's less interesting to me than seeing him just deal with his shit, you know? Like, that's horror. Life is horror. Like, horror is not a fucking dude with a knife chasing you. That's not horror. Horror is life. You know, there's a lot of darkness in life, and horror exists to be able to pursue and examine those themes. Like, that's the whole point of horror. So like when you see a horror movie that's just like, oh, this is a possessed child puking everywhere, or there's a guy with a knife killing everybody, that's not horror. That's tension. That's something different. Horror is examining the actual darkness of life and trying to make something out of it. Because there's a like Requiem for a Dream. That's a horror movie. That movie, like, I think it was about speed, basically. That's horror. Like, that's a very scary movie. Just the reality of it all. It's terrifying. Freddy Krueger. I mean, I like Freddy Krueger, but that's definitely like tension. I don't think it's horror. I think horror exists as something that makes you think. It puts a seed in your brain. At least that's how I would prefer it. I like Freddy Krueger. I like Jason. I like... Oh, Final Destination is horror. 100%. That is horror. Holy shit. Because Final Destination, if you go your whole life not watching those movies, you'll never think about it. But the moment you see one single Final Destination movie, you are constantly thinking about, like, oh, this room could kill me. I see 12 ways this room could kill me. That is that is like definitive horror. I don't think the Saw movies are horror. I think the Saw movies are, I don't know. Like, there's definitely like, it's definitely body horror as like a thing, and gore. But I don't think gore is that scary. Like, like blood and guts and stuff like that doesn't terrify me. You know, that's not scary. It's gross. But I wouldn't consider myself like freaked out. Yeah, the fucking logs on the... Oh my god. Dude, yeah, the Final Destination movies are fucked up. They're making a new one, too, which I don't even know if I want to watch. Every time I watch one of those... Oh... it fucks me up. Mm. Those are good. Those are not bad. There's not a lot of good scary movies either. There's not a lot of movies out there that you will watch and it'll leave an imprint on you afterwards, where you're just thinking about it. I think Final Destination is 100% one of those movies that leaves an imprint on you, probably forever. Like, I've never stopped thinking about it. Oh. I've never stopped thinking about it. Oh. I don't do research for these things. The Thing, Alien 1 was a very good horror movie. Like, Alien 1 is legit, like, scary. The first Alien, not Alien 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or Prometheus or whatever. Just the first one. The first Alien movie is what I would consider a perfect movie. There's nothing wrong with the first Alien movie. It's legitimately perfect. Because there's no, like, moments of that movie where you go like, oh, I don't want to see this part again. That dictates a perfect movie. Which The Thing is also similar. There's no part of The Thing where I watch and I go, oh, this part, I'm bored with this part. Nope. Every scene is well done and enjoyable. It's hard to nail, I think. Session 9. I don't know if you guys have seen Session 9. Oh shit, Jacob's Ladder? Have you guys seen Jacob's Ladder? That is a real horror movie. If you guys haven't seen Jacob's Ladder, consider it. Because Jacob's Ladder is the entire inspiration for the Silent Hill franchise. So, like, Jacob's Ladder existed, and then, 7 years later they made Silent Hill? And, like, all the devs were, like, 100% on point, which is like, yeah, we watched Jacob's Ladder and we wanted to make a video game series about it. Which is why Silent Hill 5 is a bit weird, because, like, everyone's like, oh, it's a copy of Jacob's Ladder. It's like, so are the other games. Like, it's all copies of Jacob's Ladder. Like, 100%. That movie is, like, fantastic. Session 9 is pretty good, too. Session 9 is also very reminiscent of, like, Silent Hill kind of stuff. Shit, even the first Silent Hill movie isn't that bad. Honestly. It's not good. It's better than Silent Hill 2, the movie. Or whatever it was called. I don't think they could make a Silent Hill 2 movie, because James Sunderland is, like, kind of a bad guy, you know? I don't know how they deal with that. You know? But I like the Dead Space games a lot. I don't consider Resident Evil to be horror. Well, Resident Evil 7. Definitely horror. Do you believe that horror is a necessary art for genre? When you think about it, the Germans, they were the Goths back in the day, before goth was like a term used for like people wearing black clothes. So they understood, they used horror as like a key part of their civilization, as did the French, because the French, like, they created the grotesque art style, which is literally what's called grotesque. And they also believe in like horror and darkness and shit like that. Those are two nations, and especially that like love into that. I don't think horror is necessary for art to, for civilization to thrive, though. I feel like horror is an unfortunate side effect of misery, and the fact that most of us have to deal with misery on like a daily basis. Even if it's mild, we all have to deal with some weird bad emotions and misery daily. Almost every single person does. I think horror is a comforting way to experience something that is understanding of your own misery, and it's comforting to that degree, because it's not trying to make you feel better. It's trying to just let you be who you are. And that's why I like horror, because horror is not trying to cheer me up. It's just spilling it out for me, and I'm okay with that. because I feel like a lot of the stuff I've dealt with in my life has all been horror. It's not like I've been dealing with romance and romantic comedies my whole life. No, I've been dealing with horror situations since I've been born. So of course I find some kinship with good horror and just dire situations. It makes me feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable in something that's super happy and fake, you know? That's why I don't like JRPGs. JRPGs are filled with the opposite of realism, realistic situations and horror, and it's all pure optimism, and your friends will be there for you in the end, but apparently the people who play JRPGs and believe in that, they don't actually believe that. That is some weird psycho shit, apparently. Because it turns out the most optimistic, happy people are also the ones who will fucking leave you in the ditch when all is said and done. So maybe you should just focus on having people around who are a little broken, a little beat up. The perfect peaches are not going to be there for you when the going gets tough. But the people who have been roughed up and dealt with the shit, they will, because they know what it's like, you know? Just choose your friends adequately. And don't let the fucking super optimists trick you into thinking that they're going to be super optimistic all the time. You know? I think people who've been roughed up in life, they understand each other a lot more. And they appreciate horror a lot more. And I haven't seen a good horror movie in a long time, so I assume that the writers who were good at making horror, they've probably gotten old and retired or passed away, and we've got another group of people who grew up with a nice silver spoon down their throat, and they don't know what the fuck tragedy is, so they do their best to make it up. But real tragedy is pretty easy to understand if you've dealt with it. Don't give people an outlet. Yeah, I think honestly, you make a good point. I think that there should be more outlets for people or humans to let out their dark sides. I think we need to accept the fact that we are predatorial creatures at the end of the day. We are human beings and we hunt things and eat them. We are not exactly like super ideal in terms of our rationale. Like, that is still in our brain that we want to hunt a creature and eat it. You know, that's just how we were always were. We were originally conceived as humans. But, like, we do need an outlet for our violence, I feel like. I feel like innately, at least men, are innately violent. And that's why we play video games. Luckily, we have an outlet for our violence with video games. But if we didn't have video games, I feel like a lot of us dudes would be going out there fighting more or killing more. Like, I feel like video games are taming our killer spirit, because I feel like as a man, I want to go out there. I want to go kill a dragon. Like, I want to go do this. I want to go, fight a knight. Like, there's a lot of stuff I would love to do as a man, but this world is like boring and won't allow it. So yeah, of course we need an outlet for that. It's part of me. It's part of you. It's part of Gerard. Like, it's part of every man to just want to go out there and pick up a big sword and go fight something crazy. That's part of all of us. I don't know why, but it's legit a part of our DNA. Well, yeah, I think there should be an outlet for people to be like psychopaths. That's why I don't really like. That's why I don't give people shit for being like kinky or whatever, having kinks, or being like into this or that, or feet. I don't give them shit. That's their outlet, and let them enjoy themselves. Let them be weird. Let them enjoy their weird shit, because that's their outlet. And if that's keeping them from tying up people and putting them in their basement, good. Let them. Don't kink shame nobody. You kidding me? If you kink shame someone into silence, they're gonna start kidnapping people and putting them in their basement and licking their feet or something. You can't do that. You don't want to be the person that cause that to happen. Just let them be weird and let them enjoy themselves. Nothing wrong with it. But the moment you ostracize the foot fetishist, he's gonna start tying up people and licking their feet. You know, that's just where that happens. That's the end zone of that particular thing. So you gotta be nice. Let them be freaks. It's great. What's wrong with it? It's great. Have you not played Yakuza? Everyone's a freak in that game. It's amazing. Those are the best NPCs. You know, best NPCs are the weird ones, right? Boh. 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 Yes, Yakuza. No, you guys laugh, but I think sooner than later there's gonna be no more Yakuza, and I feel like there's gonna be a gap in all of our lives. Cause yeah, I'm on 4. I have 2 more left. We're almost done. Everyone tells me that the Yakuza is a huge commitment, but we're more than halfway through. Eventually, there's gonna be a day where I will refuse to play Yakuza whatsoever. I'll be like, oh, Yakuza, I already played that. It's gonna be a day that will come where I just won't touch it again. I mean, why would I? The only thing I can think of is if I ever do a replay series where I replay a game, the only one I'll ever pick is Kiwami 2. That'll be the one I replay out of that series. Maybe Judgment. No, not Judgment. No, not Judgment. Kiwami 2. Where we go after Judgment? I'm probably gonna go Silent Hill. Once I'm done with either Hitman or Yakuza. Because I'm not sure which one I'm gonna beat first, but probably Hitman I'm gonna beat first, and then I'm gonna switch that day into Silent Hill day. As for Yakuza, I don't know. I feel like I still got plenty of time in that one. I'm not even worried about it. But I do want to get to Silent Hill. I want to start beating through the Silent Hill series as soon as I'm done with one of those. Which is probably going to be Hitman. Though I will play Hitman Absolution. And then I'm going to play Hitman Blood Money. And then I'm going to try, I think, Hitman Contracts or Hitman 2. I'm not going to play Hitman 1. There's 0 point to playing that game. I might play it one day. Like, I'll do one off stream of Hitman 1 and be like, yep, there you go. This is a PS1 game. See you later. But I do want to get through that series. It won't be long, though. We only got, like, 2 games. Real horror games. I mean, I do like The Evil Within. I don't think there's any games that can really scare me except for Subnautica. If you want to see me like not go into the water for 2 hours, I can play Subnautica, because that game scares the shit out of me. Like, Subnautica freaks me out. That's the one game I played where I played it a little bit. I'm like, well, I'm scared of everything. And I was like terrified to go in the water. If you want me to play some retro games, I could, Six, but like, don't you think that's been overdone? Are you kidding me? Like, 90% of the streams I see are just fucking dudes playing like a Nintendo game, or a Sega. Like, it's like, how often do I see someone fucking playing a PS1 game or a PS2 game? Very rarely. Like, it's so rare that it's insane to me that like everyone just automatically picks like, I want to play this pixel game. Like, what the? There's a PS1 and PS2. Why is nobody play? I would watch that. If someone played PS1 or PS2, I'd actually watch it and be like, I'm into this. I am enjoying what I am seeing. But no, it's like, oh, look at this guy. He jumps. He jumps. Like that. That's every fucking Nintendo game. Is just the guy jumping. Oh, look at him jumping. He's climbing up those vines. Like, it's like, I get it. You guys love it. I don't. I think it's stupid. I think it's so fucking lame. Whatever. I don't want to play a 2D jumping game. I'm sorry. 90% of those games, it's goofy. It's so goofy. It's like, I get it. If I grew up with that too, I'd probably like it more, but I did not. I grew up with fucking PS1 and Silent Hill and Final Fantasy 7. I did not grow up with games where the whole gameplay concept is jumping. I'm sorry. I'm glad you guys like it, but good lord. I don't even dislike the retro games. I just don't understand why 90% of streamers only play retro games. Like, it genuinely blows my mind when nobody wants to fucking attempt a PS1 game or a PS2 game. It's always some, or a GBA. It's always some old fucking retro shit, and it's like, I've seen all this. I've seen all this. Like, all everyone plays. Like, I want to see something new. You know, I just want to see something new. I love PS1. I played, you weren't here for it, Gerard, but I played every single PS1 demo disc, and that was a great stream. I played them all, though, so there's no reason for me to do it again. But I played every PS1 demo disc, and you know what? That was great. Those were a bunch of games that I've never seen someone stream, because no, everyone streams shit that's before PS1. I do want to start. I will bring back demo disc for PS2 games, though. I am excited to go into the PS2 demo discs soon. Maybe when I beat Yakuza, that'll be the new thing, demo disc. Yeah, I get it. People grew up with video games, but that doesn't, like, I think nostalgia is like, it messes people's brains up to where they get mad at you if you don't let them coerce you into thinking like this game is perfect. And it's like, no, I don't, like, give me a break. And people just, for its time though, 30 years ago, this game was really good, I'm sure. But this is 30 years later, and why are you trying to, like, convince me this is really good? You know? Like, I'm sorry. I'm an objective human being who has eyes and ears, and I can look and think, and I see a dude jumping around, you know? I can't help it. I can't help it. Give it 50 years, people are going to look at PS1 games and make fun of those too, you know? It's just a thing. As far as I'm concerned, gaming is something that has grown. It grows. Like, at first, they couldn't do too much. In the Nintendo era, they couldn't do that much. In the Sega era, they couldn't do that much. Nowadays, they can do everything. So, like, I don't know. Symphony of the Night was pretty good. That's one of the few, like, 2D platformers I liked, was Symphony of the Night. But I don't like platformers. Like, I don't understand the point. I don't know why people, like, why do people only, like, it's not that I don't understand why people like them. I don't understand why that's the only game people will play. It's just fucking old Nintendo games and old, like, I'm sorry, but, like, I don't feel like I'm in the wrong here when I'm like, well, it's weird that you guys only play that. And you guys will refuse to touch anything, like, outside of that. Like, I don't feel like I'm the weird one for thinking that. Because I'll go play Gunstar Heroes. That's no problem. Like, I played retro games before. You know, this is fine. But the refusal to do anything but that is weird to me. Oh, yeah. I mean, they are mid. Most of them are mid. But the thing is that most old games are mid. There's like 5 good, like, retro games, honestly. Like, they were all struggling to just be playable video games at the time. There were very few video games back in the Nintendo, Super Nintendo era that were, like, so competent that they could do whatever they want. No, they were just, like, struggling to make the game even functional. Even through the PS1 and PS2 era, we were still struggling to make games functional. It was the PS3 era where, like, it was easy. Became easy, and then ever since, like, it's not been like a big challenge to make games functional. The graphics were amazing on my TV that weighed 80 pounds. It's true. I do like those old TVs though, but I started on the PS1 really. I mean, I had a Sega before that, but I didn't play it much. I played Echo the Dolphin and Shining Force on it, and that was pretty much it. Sonic Spinball. That's it. Those were my 3, like, Sega games before I played PS1. Like, why would I was not just, I guess I just wasn't born in the era of the Nintendo, you know? Now, the only reason I had a PS1, it's kind of funny, because my dad was the gamer, not me. My dad was the gamer. I allowed him to game, and I would watch him. And I remember the only reason we got a PS1 immediately was because he saw a fucking trailer or something for fucking, what was it? Final Fantasy VII. He's like, I gotta get a PS1. Like, this game looks crazy. You know, he's right. It's pretty crazy. But it's funny because my dad was a big fan of Final Fantasy 7, not me. Like, he bought a PS1 just for Final Fantasy 7, and I watched him play the whole thing and beat it too. It was pretty good. I feel like to this day I've never beaten Final Fantasy 7. Like, I've never beaten it from beginning to end. Because I saw him do it. I saw him do it, and I was like, that's great. Yeah. Yeah. I just accepted the fact my dad was way cooler than me and could beat Final Fantasy 7. I couldn't. You know? I just accepted that, you know? Okay. I beat Final Fantasy 8, though. He didn't like Final Fantasy 8. I did. That was the one I played. That was the one I got into. Final Fantasy 7 was his game. Final Fantasy 8 was mine. Final Fantasy 9 was nobody's game. And he liked Final Fantasy 10 as well. He liked that one as well. He was a real fan of that one. That's why I don't play that one. But I do love me a Final Fantasy 8. Pretty good. Dang it. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you folks, but we got 9 more minutes. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Before we hit that 2-hour mark, I'll load a video for you, okay? Are you kidding me? Name one person who's ever streamed Final Fantasy 9. You can get back to me in 3 months because you're not going to find it. Nobody plays that game. Everyone tells me that's the best one. Nobody fucking plays it. Give me a break. Give me a break. There's a reason people... Like, nobody... I've never seen anyone stream Final Fantasy 9 before. I've beaten 9. Mine was one of the few Final Fantasies I just beat. Nobody plays it, though. Like, everyone will tell you it's the best, but they refuse to play it. So they're like, give me a break. There's something wrong with that game. You know, like, there's something wrong with it if nobody wants to ever stream it or play it or anything. We see 6 and 7 all the time. We never see 8. We never see 9. I've never seen anyone. Oh, Chet's good. Chet's one of the good guys. I like Chet. I mean, I try not to associate with Chet too much because I don't know what he thinks of me, you know? But I like him. But I don't know. He might think I'm like some crazy bastard because, you know, the people he was surrounded with probably told him I'm like an awful person or something. Yeah, I don't know. I try not to go out there and put my neck out there too far these days. Because I don't know what people are saying about me. I assume people are just saying awful things. And just go with that. Really? I didn't know. I should probably just invite him to our damn group already, right? Because I was going to invite him to the Minecraft server, but... You know, I made a smart move with that and just closed it. I like him. He's a good guy. I've never had a problem with him. He's a good guy. But I just, you know, I'm just reluctant to try too hard to, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to bother people. And I feel like I've been demonized so much, I don't even know anymore who, like, likes me or not, or who hates me for no good reason just because they were told to. Like, I don't know anymore. Like, I feel like I've been, like, I don't know. I feel like I got kind of fucked in terms of, like, I don't know who to trust anymore. So, you know, I try my best just not to bother people. Because I don't know. I feel like I got shit on pretty bad. And I think Chet probably told I was bad. But he might not have believed it. Because I did spend 24 hours in his damn Spider-Man stream bonding with him. So he knows. He knows about me. He knows that I'm, you know, not a monster. I'm just a guy who's taking care of his daddy. Oh, no. I mean, well, that's the problem is that, like, most of the people who don't like me, Gerard, they've never heard me talk before. They've never talked to me before. They just are told that I'm bad, and that's just it, you know, because they have no way of, like, communicating with me. Yeah, yeah, I mean, that's fair. Yeah, I try to trust people, too. I mean, I like people. I'm not, like, a bad, shitty person, so, like, I'm okay with, like, people existing. I like it. Like, the thing is about me is that, like, I like it when people around me succeed. I want to see people, like, spread wings and fly. And I don't know if a lot of people like that. I think a lot of people don't want to see you spread your wings and fly. They want to see you like grounded to the level. But like I want to see Six and Karis and like get so popular that they stop talking to me and like me and the gang. You know, I want to see Six blow up so much that me, York, and Vinci are just like nobodies. And they're like, you know, I've got 20 other better friends that I've met since I've blown up, so see you guys later. Like, I want that to happen to people. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't even be mad. None of us would be, me, York, and Vinci would not be mad. We'd be proud of you. Like, good on you. You know? That's what I want to see. I want to see people succeed. And I want to see people succeed so much that they just fly from the nest and they're gone. I want to see that person flicking me off on their way out. While they're flying from the nest, I want to see like, you know, I want to see that, and I'll be proud. I'll feel my heart will swell up with pride. I'm like, yeah, that guy. I'm just saying, I don't want to ever hold anyone back. I want people to succeed as much as they can, and fly and succeed. Like I don't want to hold anyone down, and I think a lot of people try to hold each other down to prevent that. Like I feel like a lot of people will cut your knees out and just they don't want you to get over them. So you got to be careful, you know. And that's what I try to do. Like I don't know, like poor Cake probably has to deal with that a lot, where she has a lot of people in her circle because Cake befriends a lot of people, and I can only assume not all of them want her to succeed. I'm sure a lot of them would want themselves to succeed more. So, you know, it's one of those situations where you gotta kind of like, oh my god, is that Vinci? Vinci. Vinci. How are you doing tonight, Vinci? Are you doing pretty good? You doing okay? How are you doing, Vinci? Well, Vinci, I'm gonna play a video for you. You just give me a second, okay? I'll let you guys look at aliens. No, aliens. I'm sorry, we're done doing the aliens. Don't make me talk about aliens. What? I am not. I am sober too. More? Alright, look at this. I'll be back. I'll get you a video. Mainly because I want to show you something, Vinci, because you're an explicitly interesting individual. You know, Vinci, it's funny because this was supposed to be about horror. I have not been talking about horror in this entire time, I feel like. I've been talking about everything but horror, really. Like, I've been talking about life and grief and stuttering and all sorts of shit. This has not been a horror stream. It's not been a horror stream.
Hi, Billy Mays here for
Billy. Oh, yeah. Well, you guys already know now. Oh, it's been spoiled for you. But you guys get it anyways. Damn shame. Actually, have to grab that link again. 1 second. What's wrong button? Push the wrong button. You guys, you're gonna get it, don't worry.
Hi, Billy Mays here for OxyClean.
Oh, you guys are so excited. Okay, is that bad? I don't blame you. I'd be excited too. There we go. I did it. I did it with my hands and my brains. My brains are softer than my hands, though. Shit, I think when I was younger, I was terrified of monsters. Oh, here you go. Billy Mays, by the way. There you go. I'll talk to you. I'll be behind the computer. I can talk to you from there. Hey, guys. I'm back here. Hey, guys. I'm back here. Don't worry about it. I'm behind the computer. Hey. Hey, guys. I'm behind the computer. Don't worry about me. I'm right here. You can see me. It's on the computer. Yeah. Get ready for some demons and ghosts. I think when I was younger, I was terrified of monsters, and then I got older. I realized the true monsters were walk among us in Publix, the DMV. Yeah, I do wonder if, because we always talk about like demons can possess human beings who've lost their spirit or whatever. I wonder if it's true. There's the best part, Vincent. You want to see something even crazier? Look at this. Oh, it still works on the cell phone too. We got 2 screens. I figured out how to do 2 screens. I figured it out with my brains. My big old brains. Bowl? Brains. See, look. Oh. Where's... Okay, well, you know what? There we go. Oh, Billy Mays. Billy Mays. That's the guy right there. Billy Mays. Whoosh. That's it. I threw it. It's gone now forever. I could step on it if you want, but that's about it. What? No, that's for butts. That's where I put my butt pic. If I find a picture of a human butt, I put it in there so I can look at it later. Because if you've seen a butt, they're great. I love looking at butts. Do you not like looking at butts? Well, you're weird. You might be a psychopath. Do you not like butts? Really? You're telling me you don't like butts? What's wrong with you? Do you like to kill animals or something? Because I think you should just look at butts instead. You don't like butts? Weird. I think you should love butts. Like me, a normal human being. Exactly. You better tell me butts are pretty cool. Because if you don't like butts, I don't know what's wrong with you. A folder... Yeah, demons and ghosts. I mean, maybe the next topic would be ghosts. I can't tell you it's going to be actually about ghosts. But I bet you I'll bring up ghosts like once or twice and then I'll talk about something else. I think the point of these are not the actual topic. You know? Because I told you there's like 4 good horror movies. That's it. There's not that many. I'm not scared of much. So why would I be? Until something appears in this world that could potentially cause me danger, I'm not really... I don't see any need to be afraid of it. But, you know, you see we got... the Thing over here. The Thing. And then we got Alien over here. And then we got a rabbit over here. All horror. If you really think about it. I mean, rabbits can be horror, too. Rabbits are kind of creepy. You know, rabbits are very creepy. Have you seen Donnie Darko? Creepy movie. Very creepy. Bo. But yeah, I hope you guys like the way the new office look. Here, I'll give you a real tour. You don't even have to look at my face. I know, you know. But yeah. All right, so I changed the billboard. I added the pointing stick, right? So I can point at stuff. Changed the billboard. There's a lot more on here. The soda machine. I moved the flag. We have a fan now. Just one. We only have one fan. You know, hopefully more in the future. More billboards. More billboards. Boxes to stand on with your feet. You can put your feet on those and stand on them. TVs. Other TV. I changed the rain a little bit. You can't even tell. But there's been changes to it. But it's irrelevant because you can't even tell. That's it. Oh wait, yeah. I mean, of course, there's actually like I made like an actual like screen here. Oh my God! Holy guacamole! Let me read your message 6. Oh, okay. I don't know what the top part is. Perchlorate, which is just an ingredient in sodium carbonate, which is similar to sodium bicarbonate, baking soda, which drastically reduces the pH level to acid levels, which just enhances and powers up chlorine. It's bleach and Arm & Hammer. That's true. You're right. You're 100% right, Six. In fact, you are the pool lord. You would know these things better than I would. But I've put bleach in my toilet and peed in it before. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly the misery that you've experienced with your nose and mouth. Yeah, what the heck, Six? You won't even hang out with banter with me, Vincey, and York? What the heck? Wow. Wow. I can't even believe it, Six. Wow. Cake shows up to banter. Cake shows up. Cake pops in there and is like, hey, I'm Cake. Hey, I'm Cake. I'm Canadian. And we all deal with it. We're great. We treat her good. I mean, this shit works. No, it's okay. Be really high. It doesn't matter. Honestly, we just want you to get comfortable with the fact that you can, socialize with human beings that aren't, you can't touch. I think that's our goal. Me and Vincey and York's goal is to teach you that just because you're not, in the same room as a human being, you can still talk to them. It's a genuinely, a factor that you can accomplish. You don't need to, smell someone's armpits to talk to them. You can just talk to them. It's crazy. You don't have to be there and be like, all right, now let me talk to you. You were in my vicinity, I can smell you. You don't have to do that. You can just voice chat with. It's crazy. The internet was invented, and we gained the ability to voice chat with each other across the world. It's nuts. It's crazy, but that's a thing. It's a thing. But guys, that's just for the banter channel. If you guys are in our Noxordo Discord, you could join. But we're kind of picky. We're kind of super picky about who we let in, I feel like. I think ideally we're trying to invite people who vibe with us really well. And I think so far, out of the people we have in there, I think every one of them would vibe with each other. Oh shit, he typed a big post this time. It's always a weird dynamic when you make friends based on your social doubles when you stream. Yeah, I know you're worried, Six. I know you're worried about it. That's why I want you to get into banter and stop being worried about it. Yeah, I'm not stupid, Six. I understand why you don't do it. But, you need to understand that we don't... What you need to understand, Six, is that me, Six, and York don't give a shit. We don't give two shits if you're different off stream than you are on stream. It doesn't matter. In fact, we probably expect it. We just want to give you some fucking camaraderie and some bros to hang out with who are genuinely looking out for your best interest rather than your worst interest, and people who aren't going to fucking chew you out because you're in a bad mood or maybe venting that day or just feeling sad. You don't maybe you've hung out with too many other shitheads in your life to not realize that the banter channel is what you're expecting. It is just people chilling, being nice to each other, and just chilling. Vent, by all means. Fucking me and Vincey vent in the banter channel all the time, and guess what? Nobody chews you out for it. Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's just... I know you're shy, but that's why I keep... If you haven't noticed, I'm a shy boy too. But I log into the fucking banter channel every night. Every night I fucking pop it on and someone jump scares me at midnight. Because I'll forget I'm on it, and then Vincey will pop in and be like, boop boop. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Every time I get jump scared. I still do it. Because I want the invitation to be open. To just, you know what? Oh, you're depressed today? Oh, you're feeling sad today? You're just fucking walking around in circles feeling sad? Well, go into banter and talk to us and fucking vent a little and let it out. We're not gonna bite your head off. Just vent it out, and guess what? It's out. And it'll be done. All your fucking weird misery and shit that you're letting brew up in your witch kettle just gets out in 5 minutes, and then you're done, and then you feel stupid for worrying about it. You'd like Vin. Yeah, you'd like all of us. I feel like you'd have no problems. I think you're just too used to the normal dichotomy of your Twitch followers and friends and the networking and shit. You're just too used to that shit to where you think we're gonna like cancel you for something you say. We're not. We don't give a shit. It's just dudes being dudes, trying to live in this horrible, shitty world, coping with it, you know? And occasionally cake pops in there too, you know, so it's not just dudes being dudes, it's, you know, like you know, lesbians being lesbians, you know? It's just shit like that. We don't judge. We don't judge. You're from the Insane Clown Posse? We don't judge. I mean, York might. I think if you explain to York what the Insane Clown Posse is, he might start to object, but maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, York always carries being Vinci in video games. I don't know what happened to him where he's so good at video games. I mean, honestly, Vinci was pretty good too. I was the bad one in Peak. I was definitely the bad one. I was the least valuable player in Peak. I'd fucking break my ankle and be like, well, just go. Keep climbing. Get out of here. What do you want? What are you gonna do? Carry me up there? No fucking way. I'll fucking jump off this cliff before you carry me, you bastards. All of my deaths in Peak were from me taking enough injuries to where I'm like, well, I'm just gonna hold you guys back. I'm gonna jump off the side of this cliff now. See you later. Why not? Guess what? They were succeeding. You know, I'd do what I could until I couldn't. I'm not gonna make them fucking waste their energy trying to drag my man with 2 broken legs and a broken back up a mountain, you know? I love all of the moon remnants. Feel comfortable with that. Yeah, I mean, it's not even a problem. Like, you think it's gonna be like crazy. I think we've set up like bad expectations for it or something, but I don't know. I think you might actually enjoy just sitting there and chilling and talking and not having to like act a part or put up a mask or anything. We're more legit dudes than you might actually think, I feel like. But maybe I'm like being weird by saying that we're just normal dudes. But I don't know. I think it would be good for you. Instead of walking around depressed in a circle all day, just pop in and let us just like chill. He will curse at you. Yeah, that's true. Vinci is a sailor mouth. You may not know it, but he curses at me in New York all the time. He calls us smelly. What's a smelly? He was trying to kiss York last night though, so I got, you know, good on him. You know, I think York's starting to soften up. You know, Vinci and him are gonna give each other a big smooch one day. I think it's working towards that point. Yeah, it's turning from a bromance to a romance, you know. Oh gosh. Well, I hate to break it to you, gentlemen, ladies. Well, Kerrison's asleep, so gentlemen, are you kidding me? Yeah, Vinci's pretty calm. We're all calm though. That's the thing, Six. You're gonna show up there and speak 3 like genuinely calm people. Maybe Cake. I don't know. You just pop in, especially if you're feeling like really awful on a day. If you're feeling like shitty and sad and depressed, fucking hop into banter if it's open. Seriously. Like, you guess what? We all, like Vinci and York and me, we are all very comfortable with sadness. Like, we're all very acclimated to it, and we understand it, and we're not gonna be weird about it. It's just a normal thing. Yeah, you forget. I mean, it's not even forget about problems. It's just having people around who you realize that like they get it. Then they are intentionally trying to get it. Like they're okay. They like you. Like that's a real thing. And if you hang around too many streamers, you don't know which people are just playing you or not. You know. And guess what? Vinci and York are not streamers. I am, barely. You know, not even a good one. So I think you're in safe hands if you just want company. You know, just want people to like talk to, who aren't gonna be like weird dickheads to you. That's simple as that. Ooh, what do we have here? Is this a cell phone? Oh, there's no video playing. The Billy Mays stopped a long time ago. Sadly, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Unfortunately, it's been more than 2 hours, and I am a scheduled man. I could go longer. I have the, my voice isn't hurting yet. I can still talk about more shit. You know, I can still walk. Even though I've drank plenty of whiskey, I can still walk. But, no. I'm going to look for someone to raid. Maybe. Let me check the numbers. Alright, I'll give you guys something cool to look at while I do it. If the numbers aren't adequate, no point. No point. Oh. More? Wait, I did that wrong. More? Okay, I'll give you some rain while I look at the numbers, I guess. You guys like that rain? I bet you do. I bet you do like that rain. I mean, I like the rain too. It's my favorite thing. It rained today in real life, and it was nice. I thought the power was going to go out, but it did not, which was even nicer, honestly. I would go longer, but if I go longer, I'm just going to be drunker. So, I just need to be smart, and, who's streaming? Ooh. Let's see here. I mean, Silvarian's streaming. He did come in here, didn't he? I think he's the only one who came in here who's actually streaming currently, so we might want to just be the nice fella and raid them, right? I mean, that's fair, right? That makes the most sense to me. Oh, shit. A great stream, brother. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna do research. Let me get my camera back on me. Like, part of me wanted to do, like, a bunch of research on this and, like, just, like, be like, this is the facts. Let me show you the facts. Here, check out this reference video. But it's like, no. It should just be a topic. I don't want it to be, like, the overbearing thing. It'll be a topic to break the ice. It's an icebreaker topic. And it'll be horror-themed. And because I could do research, but, like, that would make it, like, more boring, I feel like. Like, I go by, like, the stuff that's on the top of my head. I didn't research nothing for the horror topic. I decided I was going to do horror, like, 6 hours ago, and that was as simple as that. I didn't do any research. I just went, this is what I'm going to talk about today. But I have a lot of, like, stuff in the tank that I can pull from, but doing research is like, nah. That's like too much effort. Like, honestly, I just want to kind of pick a topic and I'll vaguely talk about it and bring up other stuff along the way, which seems to be fine. I got good at research, and then like this movie and this movie and this movie and this movie are really good, but we had our chip talk. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to have to do like a week's worth of research just to do a video, when I could just kind of sit around and talk and chit-chat, because the banter is the point. It's good to have a topic, right? A main topic, which I will every week. I'll have a new topic, but I can't guarantee I'm gonna like go hardcore on the topic. I might, Nick. You never know, like if it's gonna just be like a hardcore focus. But like, why? You guys understand what horror is. You know what good horror movies are. I've suggested like 4 good ones. It Follows. Session 9, I think those were 2 good ones. Jacob's Ladder, watch that if you haven't. Mothman Prophecies, 6 brought up, very good one. Watch those. Those are good horror movies. You'll come away from them being scared, and that's all that matters. Oh, Final Destination, Rob brought that one up, good one. Kazam? Fuck you. That's not a horror. Hey, that's not a horror movie. You monster. How dare you bring that up? That's not a horror movie, Vincey. It's better the way you're doing it. Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of, like, you follow chat. Like, if none of you showed up today, I probably would have just kept keeping on with the topic. I would have just kept talking about that. But the fact that people showed up made me just be like, okay, I need to... Yeah, I'll talk to them. I'll bring up stuff to them. Like, that's okay. Shaq act. Wow, Vincey. Yeah, the thing is about Vincey, he's joking around. But, like, Vincey's probably more of a fan of horror than I am. Like, Vincey wants to make like horror games and shit. So I think he's equally as interested in horror stuff than I am. Like, he may joke. He makes his jokes. But he likes horror more than I do. He probably likes horror more than all of us. That's like his main thing. Whenever he wants to make a world, he's like, I gotta make this scary. Every time. I don't try to make my world scary. They're just dirty. It's a difference. You know? There's a sense of comfort in the hoarder dirtiness, you know? Boxes everywhere and shit, you know? It makes it feel more real. Like someone lives here, you know? They keep their shit, you know, going. You know? Got my box, got my garbage can over here with all my food, you know? Yeah, it's normal. It's comforting. I know I got plenty of food down there if I ever need it. You know, plenty of food. Tons of food, in fact. Like, so much food down there. Do you not like to eat food? That's weird. That's weird that you don't like to eat food. What are you, some kind of degenerate? You don't like to consume food and put it in your stomach? That's weird. You're weird. It's weird. Eat more food. Eat more food. Stop being weird. We're gonna raid somebody. You guys want to see me lean over my keyboard and type? I mean, I'll show you what it looks like, I guess. Hey guys, I'm gonna go to my computer now. You guys want to see that? I mean, it's not gonna be very exciting, but you guys can look. I ate food once. Okay, so first of all, I want to thank everyone for showing up. It's very nice. I had fun. Hope you guys had fun. If you guys didn't have fun, I apologize for not being very fun. We're gonna raid Servarian. He's a good guy. He and Servarian both got canceled by the same person, so I feel like in a way we're brothers in steel. We may not always see eye to eye. We may not always, you know, be in each other's streams, but we get it. I don't know what his story is, but I know what my story is, and we both ended up in the same boat. But thank everyone for joining. Should I put it on the end screen? I guess. You guys get the end screen for a second, I guess. There. How's that feel? You guys like that end screen? I mean, I don't. You don't get to look at me anymore, so that's weird. I just want you guys to look at me, you know. I'm a narcissist. Anyways, thanks everyone for showing up, seriously. It's been very fun. I had a great night. This was the highlight of my week, I feel like. I had a great time. I'm gonna probably eat a hamburger and probably hop in banter. Do you guys have a good night? Be nice to Servarian, although he might not be nice back to you. So, you know, maybe be mean to him. I'm just saying.